Hello and welcome back to Rogue Trader. It is time for us to head this way up these stairs towards the top of the Spire of the Reaving Tempest. We are doing this to save Earliet's people. We are doing this to kill Malachi's sister, Eremeris, and we are doing this to find a way out of Comarag and back to our ship. So, what do we need to do? Well, we have a couple of quests which are going to tell us. We have to commandeer a vehicle. We have to get a gravy gondola capable of transporting the captain to the top of the Spire of the Reaving Tempest. So that'll be number one. Anything else we need to do? Reach the top of the spire. Easy. Okay. And let Marazai have the final shot. Okay. Well, let's go. Up the stairs. To the terrace. And here's where I find out if I got all the loot last time. You did. Okay. Oh, interesting area. So this is what the loading screen was showing here. Interesting. Okay, let's head down this way.
Was that supposed to be a challenge?
Trying to figure out what that red bit is. I have to assume it's meant to be like a sun or maybe a portal. But still, cool. Demolish the wall. Why? You see a number of containers. Ah, that's all you needed to say. Okay.
Triumph is my birthright.
Well done.
Can't hide from me.
We just needed to go a little bit closer. So, Armor of Despair. All enemies in combat suffer minus 10 weapon skill and ballistic skill, plus 15 armor against human enemies. Not that useful for us actually, because we don't want the dodge penalty on Marazai, but potentially, I don't know, maybe. Whenever the wearer is able to perform an attack of opportunity, they gain 1 stack of vengeance. The wearer's attacks of opportunity deal plus agi bonus times vengeance stacks. Okay. Peripheral Control Monocle. Using a non-attack ability grants the wearer a 5% bonus to dodge and parry for each enemy adjacent to the wearer for 1 round. This effect stacks. That's the kind of thing that might be useful for somebody like Marazai or potentially somebody like Abelard, because they have a lot of buff skills that they would use. It's also potentially useful for someone like Ulfar, who has a lot of like abilities that he activates in combat, like Reckless Rush, Wildfire, that sort of thing. Then we got some Xeno spawn grenades and some melta charges. Okay. Well, let's see. Is this useful for Ulfar? No, he can't use it. What's your current one? Whenever you dodge or parry, you gain 10 momentum. 10 momentum is nice. And then yours is 5% armor. Okay, so he could lose his 5% armor to instead get dodge and parry. Because if you think about it, at the end of each turn, he uses either Bulwark or the one that lets him parry back, which that would help with. And if we use Endure plus the other one that he has that give him temporary wounds, those would also count. So that would give him quite a lot of extra parry. I think that's good. Yeah, I think I'm going to take it. Also means he's no longer wearing the helmet, which means he looks a lot different than he used to. Actually, yeah, he lines up exactly with his portrait now. Cool. And then, yeah, these I just don't think these are good. Like, I know that there's a potential for them, but yeah, I just can't see how that's good. Wait, each melee attack performed by the wearer increases their armor by agi bonus %. So it's 7% armor for each attack? I hadn't realized. I think I had realized that, but like, you can stack that up very quickly, especially if we get more attacks. I was just checking if there was a go up one, because sometimes the go up ones also give you XP. Anyway. Let's carry on this way. I assume there's nowhere else to go. Yeah, I was kind of thinking this was going to be mostly a straight line journey. You know. We're mostly just going to the end. Open. As we said, the curtains have been, or they've revealed what's behind the curtains, and it's time to go. Cautious pilot and bold pilot. Hello. The two pilots are already disarmed and shackled. They give you a haunted look as you approach them, but do not dare say anything. So, has the Harlequin already been by here and acquired us a vehicle? You take a glance at the Xenos boat. Sure, its design in certain parts appear bizarre, but you can still guess their purpose. You could probably steer it. I can steer a gondola, Owlcat. We do not need these pilots. Okay. Everyone inside is dead. I need this boat. You live or you die. Your choice. Your surplus to requirements. Well, Owlcat, take the helm. The pilots catch Owlcat's cold gaze, exchange glances, and take off running without saying a word. The gondola is yours. We have done it. We have completed the gondola quest. Well done, us. Oh, wow. This looks fun if this is the combat arena. It looks massive. Okay. Interest. Oh, I need to stop saying the word. It looks very cool. You know what this reminds me of, actually? This is just the color scheme and the big pillars like this reminds me a lot of Ice Crown Citadel in WoW. It's a very similar vibe. Okay.
Keep your wits about you.
Might also be the spiky architecture as well, although I think it was less curved spiky, more just spiky. The dim light sources of Komarag glow like swamp lights, making you dizzy and nauseous.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Up here we go. Oh. Okay. Interesting camera angle. The gargantuan spire is too large to see in its entirety. Its true proportions are shrouded in shadows, and you feel as if those shadows try to envelop and swallow you whenever you look away. Grinning savagely, Ulfar says with undisguised joy, "I smell blood in the air, blood that is about to be spilt. I hear the echo of clashing swords and the terrified scream of Xenos writhing under our heel. Allfather, what a marvelous feast you have prepared for me." By the Golden Throne we made it, and all in one piece. Not bad, but we can't relax just yet. We've still got a long way to go. The Spire of the Reaving Tempest, the seat of my cabal, both a place to find respite from the scheming of our enemies, and a deadly trap for those too weak and soft for our ranks. Marazai tilts his head and glances at you. The heart of the spire contains a secret, an ancient webway gate that has remained sealed for many, many aeons. Erimerus kept it in case Vex's noose happened to tighten around the Cabal's neck. No one save her and a certain other Cabalites know exactly in real space, or where exactly in real space the gate leads. A perfect escape route, and I can open it for you. Okay. It's settled then. Let's get out of this hole. Marazai grips his weapon. You cannot wait to leave, Komarag, and I cannot wait to pay my sister a visit. Rest assured she is somewhere nearby. I have a... Marazai stops, searching for the right word. A desire. Before we leave the Spire, there is something I want to pick up. Something memorable. I left it in the Cabal's abode. I do not want it to fall into the hands of others when carrying eaters and looters flood the Spire after we are gone. There could be something in it for you. He lets the last words hang in the air. Fine, just point out where this property of yours is. Of course. First we need to find my raider, most likely at the end of the dock outside the Spire. Let's go to the end of this terrace before we enter the Spire. Owlcat. Owlcat touches the glowing stone on her chest and turns her aching gaze to the Spire. Her face is burdened with a strange expression, as if a roaring torrent of sadness, fear, and rage is about to erupt. My kin from Krudarak are still there. I can sense it. As I can sense the flames of their souls inexorably going out. Fury and fear are devouring me from the inside out, and I do not know what frightens me more, the grim answers that hide behind the Spire's walls or the scars that my heart will bear once I discover them. Yet I must learn the truth about my world. Perhaps this is the day the outcast finds her path again. Okay. Come along. When we find the Farseers, you will have all your answers. You speak the truth, Elentak. Let us be on our way. We will tear their lives from the clutches of my insatiable cousins. She turns her face to you, and despite her tense expression, you see the corners of her mouth twitch. I find myself wondering if a single Farseer, gazing at the hazy visions of things yet to come, ever glimpsed a future where the key to their salvation stemmed from the duo of a monkey and an outcast. What a weird line. It's almost like they didn't expect you to have the previous line. To be honest, it kind of seemed, based upon what Jai was saying, that there was like a long time passing between the previous conversation and this one. But in reality, what we did is we walked outside, pressed 2 buttons, and we appeared here. So it does make me wonder whether there was a rewrite at some point, which I think we've already kind of thought there might have been. As for the webway gate that Arbenian mentioned, for it to open before you and let you enter the webway, you would require help from one of our kind. Earliet's brow furrows. I could try to open the gate, but to do that I would need a certain construct, a resonance device. The masters of this place must keep it close at hand. Also, it really doesn't expect you to have Marazai and Earliet here, because like he's literally just told us that he can open the gate. Anyway. If you wish me to use my knowledge and open a path out of Komarag for us, find this item. Without it, I am powerless to make the webway allow us entry into its labyrinths. Earliet, what's the plan to find your kin? Farseers are not easy captives to keep. Whatever the Dark Ones are using to repress my kin's powers, those tools will be noticeable. I will find a way to them. Marazai, what should we expect to find inside the Spire? Kabalites, witches, incubi at Herimerus' side. He pauses for a moment, an expression of concern flashing across his pale features. That is all. Okay. There might be more. Venture into the depths of the Spire. The Spire of the Reaving Tempest welcomes you with muffled noises seeping from its dark walls. Distant voices, footsteps, and screams of pain. Alright. So that's the way in, but he suggested not going in right away. He suggested going along here. But we did also get like a million quest updates, so let's just read what we got here. Yeah. So Marazai will do it if we, if the Lord Captain allows him to leave the Dark City with him. Okay, that seems fine. Earliet could do it if we have a special key, but like Marazai can do it. We'll probably get the key anyway. What's this one? Yeah, there are some Farseers here. Marazai wants to pick up a possession. Find a way to escape. Yeah, okay, we had already read that one. That's fine. Okay. We had a lot of updates, but not a lot that we actually needed to worry about. It's okay. Well, let's do what Marazai told us to do. Head along here.
Is there money to be made?
That's red. The vast towers of Komarag spring up out of the darkness surrounding the Spire at insane angles, violating all laws of physics and perspective. Okay, I was just seeing if there was a view there.
I always have a backup plan.
Okay.
I can cut your eyelids for you to see better.
I have to assume that that is... Oh. Never mind. I was going to say a trap, but... Marazai lightly leaps from the edge of the platform into the raider and begins inspecting it from the inside. You hear it clicking and hissing as the Drukhari opens and closes various hidden caches in the Skycraft's hull, accompanied by muttering Xenos cursing. After a minute, Marazai bolts upright and freezes, clearly wrestling with his own irritation. A moment later, he cranes his neck to look down into the abyss beneath his feet. Come here, Malachi. Take a look at this view. Okay, I will do that. Show a level of trust. If he pushes us, that's, you know, our bad. The chasm yawns endlessly below, the cyclopean spires of Comarag piercing upward out of the gloom. The details of these vast structures are hidden by the hazy gloaming. The many lights on the spire's terraces, which resemble marsh gas, are all that bring colour to this bleak and awe-inspiring vista. The towering height takes your breath away, and you almost swoon, and then a gentle shove at your back makes you lose your balance. The moments stretch into an eternity. Your firm footing is swept out from under you. Your heart stops beating entirely. The chasm below seems to rush up towards you, ready to swallow you whole. And then the clawed fingers close around your wrist, halting your fall but holding you suspended over the abyss. Marazai's laughter rings with dark delight when he finally tugs you back into the raider. Terror! Unbridled, exquisite terror! Far more bite to it than the stale, predictable pain of torture victims. That burn in your chest, that tang in your mouth, can you feel the blood roaring in your veins? Your heart battering out a march of triumph. Life becomes more vivid when death can come at any moment, Malachi. I will continue to remind you of that. Thanks. Without giving you a chance to respond, Marazai steps over the side of the raider and returns to the platform. The Tempest Cabalites have already picked up the raider clean. That means what I seek must be hidden somewhere in the Spire. I think it's in the torture chamber. Once inside, we must proceed through the first chambers directly ahead and turn left, and left again. Come, I intend to claim what is mine. Interesting. Why does he think what he's looking for is in the torture chamber? Is it an instrument of torture? Is it a person? Interesting. I was wondering if it could be a person.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Because, I'm trying to think of get my logic straight here. Because that would explain why they might have been taken to a torture chamber. But it could just as easily just be like, you know, a knife. This just lets you choose your party members. That's fine. I'm happy with my current party. I don't see a reason to change. The only, like, potential change would be Abelard for Pascal, I guess. But I'm not overly worried about it. Pascal, I think, would be great to take potentially for tech things, but I don't think we're going to run into a ton of that.
Let us not
Maybe I'm wrong. If it's tech, I think it's going to be Lord Xenos, not anything else. Are they practicing shooting over here? What's going on? So you said go in and turn left. You kind of want to go right to avoid whatever, to avoid that and turn it off, I assume. Okay, let's go right. Ooh. It's a barrier over here we can remove.
Keep your
I'm going to
wits
keep
about
moving
you.
in.
I do not strike the same fear in you that I evoke in others. Why is that? Why are you so accustomed to my Drakari appearance?
May the Exalted One forgive me for my transgression, but I have had dealings with Drakari in the past. I still can't believe I emerged from those negotiations with all my limbs intact.
Okay. A little bit of a Jai one there. That's okay. So, along here. Disable. That's what we're looking for. 100% chance.
I always get the job done.
I did it. Okay. Grab that. Just doing what I'm calling a sensible loop around there. Okay. Keep saving every couple of seconds.
Is there money to be made?
So that's where we came in. We've now discovered the trap. We're the ones who can disable that, weirdly.
And fortune favor the
As I
bold.
said, everything's based off of Lore Xenos, so we're pretty much set.
Keep my options open.
I love how we have more Lore Xenos than the Xenos as well. Like, we know more about them than they know about themselves. So it's an odd concept, but I guess it does make some level of sense. It's like we've studied them, but they have simply lived it. Okay. I thought you said turn left and turn left again. That, like, we turned left and it's a dead end. What are you getting us to do here? Okay.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Right, let's go all the way to the right-hand side here. What's this? The sinister labyrinth looks like a death trap. It was probably created for just such a purpose.
A trivial task.
I don't know why that was an awareness check to remove that, but okay. That's fine. Maybe it was to make sure you didn't injure yourself while you were doing it. Okay. Keep pushing our way in here.
Do I need to point it out for you?
I see it. Lord Xenos. So that's shooting that direction, so we want to move back into the center.
Watch your steps.
Yep, that's fine. Connect the
That's how
platforms.
it's done.
Which platforms are we connecting? Alright, connect them. Oh, that allows us to turn left. I see. So that's over there. I am getting a little lost here.
Keep your wits
That's okay.
about you.
We won't grab the loot over there. We'll know that we've gone too
sense
far for
something
missing
nearby.
loot. Okay.
I know how to take risks.
Just go in at the side here.
I always have a backup
Get
plan.
it. Nice. So this bit here, is that loot that we can pick up? Nope. Okay. So now we want to push up and to the left. So this must be the left he meant.
I always keep my options open.
Well, maybe.
Can't hide from
See.
me.
Disable that.
I always get the job done.
Okay. This way.
Is it wargled? Or a trap?
Activate. Goods in here. So we have the Desolation Blast Pistol, Sharpshooter Rifle. Okay. So, Desolation Blast Pistol, you're a pistol user? Yeah, so that's just a better blast pistol. Yeah, that's just like literally what we have but better. The only thing that's worse is the dodge reduction. Alright. I would say equip that. I'm actually not sure that her shuriken pistol is living up to what we need it to do either. Seeing what we have here. Kabbalite splinter pistol? That might be better. Has a higher, well, it doesn't have a higher rate of fire, but it has toxic, which we can apply as well, which I think might be better. Let's give her that one. Okay. And then the sharpshooter rifle. Obviously, first pick for sharpshooter would be you. You can't use it. That's fine. We can. It is better than both of these, but it is worse than the blast. It is. The blaster is better because it's got more armor pen. So we have to replace the Bloodblight Hex rifle because it's just worse in most ways to it. Okay, that seems fine. Has lower range than that, but that seems fine. Okay, solid. Right, up here. Marazai strides among the mysterious Xenos devices and presses his palm to one of the strange pieces resembling a pedestal. With a hiss, one of its sides suddenly opens like an airlock. The Drukhari begins to examine the contents of the container. The thuds and clangs of objects being moved about ring harshly in the otherwise silent space. Meanwhile, your eyes are involuntarily drawn to the peculiar devices that fill the room. Let's look around. After the anatomical opera, you have not the slightest doubt about the purpose of the devices around you. You think you have seen some of them before in the homunculus's laboratory. Others are even more obscure in their design, but the gleaming needles, cutting blades, and tubes and flasks filled with revolting liquids give a clear indication of the horrors they can wreak upon a living body. I do not need to be a seer to feel the pain permeating this place with my very being. You feel the pain, cousin. Marazai does not even turn around to look at Erliette. Your re-education has certainly borne fruit. Lord Captain, Abelard looks around warily. For the Emperor's sake, we need to move. Let's step closer to the torture devices. As you gaze upon the machine's strange articulations, the tubes that end in sharp-tipped needles, and the instruments of the most bizarre shapes, you begin to have a slight suspicion about what these devices do to their victims. Chemical injections, dismemberment, mental torment. For a moment your stomach churns at the thought of what it means to be subjected to these tools. The Chamber of Satiation. The Drukhari turns to you, holding something in his hands. A place of reflection and pleasure. This is where racks do their tinkering, working on new captives in anticipation of a hungry Kabbalite who will appreciate their artistry. If Tervantius's servants were here, I could show you more, Malachi. Marzai chuckles as if he has just made a joke, and his eyes are burning embers. For instance, how to skin a monkey without killing it, or how to turn an Aldari into material for a charming trinket that will delight you for the rest of your life. But alas, another time. Your interest pleases me. Here, take this. Consider it a reward for your diligence. We got 2 more Xenospasm grenades. Marzai carelessly dumps the items you retrieve from the container into your arms. The chamber's in the heart of the Spire, not far from the web gate. Perhaps there I will find what my soul so desperately craves. Let us hurry. Okay. There's also goods here, though. Thank you. You gotta remember, these generic artifacts, Marazai, they'll be worth a lot when we get back to real space. What's this? Muffled cries of pain come from the impenetrable darkness.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
You know, his directions were not that bad. Left and then left. That is kind of what that was, huh? Alright, now we're going all the way to the other side here. Hear more shooting. Where's that coming from? Coming from up there. Is that stopping us going this way?
Is there money to be
Let me
made?
just check. Yeah, so that's where we want to go. For that one. Okay. So, the disable is on that side. Alright, this one I think is just a timing puzzle. I say puzzle, I'm not really meaning puzzle, but you get what I'm meaning.
For adventure.
It's just wait a couple of seconds, wait. There we go.
Just as I planned.
Turned it off. Right? Just wait. Yeah, it's turned off. Wonderful. So grab those first. Just a normal medikit.
Keep
Weird.
your wits about
Oh,
you.
a Farseer.
Our brothers, take heed.
Ow, 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 ow.
I can cut your eyelids
Crippled
for you
leg.
to see better.
Agility is down. Oh no.
Stop hitting me, Ashmag!
Well, we've got a little bit of toxic on us. Disable the trap. Yeah.
Success is the
That one
only
actually got
outcome I
disabled.
accept.
Okay. Over here.
I always
Goods?
keep my options open.
Okay. Research report. The thick stack of papers made of a strange material have been hastily tied together with a coarse piece of string. The pages are covered in sharp, uneven handwriting and have brown stains on them. Goal: several-fold increase in veil energy. Note: enhancing the veil connection will require merging the minds of 4 specimens. Note: 4 individuals, 2 male and 2 female selected from among Krudarak Farseers. Aside from their veil connections, specimens have no common traits. Merging process expected to be fascinatingly painful. Stage 1. Hearts of 3 Aldari placed inside the thorax of the 4th, the most resilient among them. Redundant original heart removed. The other internal organs preserved. Specimens conscious throughout the surgeries. Stage 2. Despite the blockers, the partial brain transplants were accompanied by several energy discharges resulting in equipment damage. The potential is amazing. The indurated subject was punished by an intramuscular injection of an acidic solution that erodes soft tissue from the inside. Stage 3. Subject stable and controllable, undergoing significant physical and psycho-emotional distress as the Aeldari minds are becoming aware of the situation. The energy discharges increase every time the blockers are eased or pain receptors are directly stimulated, confirming the expected result. In order to intensify the pain experience, the subject will be nourished by essences of its own torture. Stage 4. The Aeldari consciousnesses are trying to consume one another, perhaps in order to lower the net pain awareness. Curious. The subject must continue to be saturated with its autogenic agony with added psycho-tranquilizer injections. Note, enhance the subject's physical suffering with internal bone tissue disintegration. After that, the notes become indecipherable. So they're trying to merge the Farseers together to get energy discharges from them, as well as pain. Okay, that's intriguing. So, I guess the end result is they want to cause a larger incursion. That's what we were... that was what was suggested was the goal by Marazai back when we spoke with the Harlequins. A Farseer. So is this one of the experiments? You have to assume so. Kaitan, my son. The Aeldari Farseer's tortured body is barely moving. You've seen abject creatures like this before, stitched together from several bodies. Their miserable existence serves but to satisfy their homunculus master's morbid interest in perversions of the flesh. And yet, this one is not like the others. A twin face stitched together from parts of several male and female Aeldari turns its unseeing gaze towards you. His eyes are being crudely sewn shut. So this is the one we read about. You have come, my son. A woman's ghostly whisper escapes the cut-up lips oozing blood and pus. Hold the line, don't let the corruption spread further. A commanding shout comes, with a cough from inside the ripped-out thorax where 3 hearts are beating inside a single rib cage as in a prison of bone. I finished the statue, master. A fleeting, satisfied expression passes over the stitched face as a suave young voice interrupts the warlike shouting. We are all united in the shadow of the great tree, sister, until Ke'ela Mensha Cain claims our hearts. Your elucidator discerns yet another voice, soft and profound. O Isha, mother of all life, may your blessing protect the children of Asoyan from the abominations of bodily and spiritual torture. The Aeldari's hand twitches as she reaches for her weapon. Nothing of your kin is left in this creature. End their suffering early yet. That is not so. The accursed homunculus has merged not just the Farseer's bodies, but their souls as well. They are still inside, in agony, torn to pieces by memories, their own and others. But I can sense the shadow of she who thirsts creeping ever closer, to devour them and erase them from this world forever. I cannot let that happen. Okay. Loot. But also, we got a quest update for that. The homunculus condemned 4 Farseers to monstrous suffering by locking their minds in one body. Their encounter with the rogue trader ended their torment one way or another. Okay. There's a lot of loot over here. I do wonder whether this is the right way or whether the other way is the right way, but to be honest, we can always walk backwards. There's a lot of goods here. A Medicaid check. Ah, if only we had brought our Medicaid guy. That being Pascal. Roll it.
That's how it's done.
Whoever is imprisoned in this capsule, they are moving ever so slightly. Was that a pass? That was a pass. Also, we're the best at Medicaid. Something has got horribly wrong. I thought that he was better than us at Medicaid. Is he not better than us at Medicaid? 51? 80? Nope. Nope, he's not. A young Aeldari's body is floating in a murky glass vat filled with acrid acidic sludge. If the built-in xenocogitator's changing readings are anything to go by, the Eldari is alive, or at any rate not quite dead. This body belongs to a Farseer. I sense dormant energy coming from his exhausted mind. We must set him free, Owlcat. Inspect the vat. Another of the insane homunculus's creations designed for cruel experiments. The vat is part of a larger mechanism which has a small mechanical dashboard built into its casing. You are, however, unfamiliar with the symbols on it. The thick tubes that deliver the suspicious-looking liquid straight into the vitreous depths of the mechanism disappear into its inexplicably smooth casing. The glass itself seems quite brittle, though. Odd, these symbols are unfamiliar to me. I suppose the homunculus is using a special code so no overly curious assistant can hamper his experimentation. Stand back. This calls for some good old brute force. Careful, watch your step. Can you hear me? Owlcat helps the Farseer out of his prison, avoiding the broken glass. The Eldari is completely disorientated. His wandering gaze shifts between you and Owlcat, and then returns to the vat from which he just emerged. My purpose is to comply? Yes, I am born so I may die. My pain is your delight, master. Morag, what did that madman do to him? Do you remember who you are and where you came from? I remember the taste of pain, and the smell of pain, and the colour of pain too. You are the one who dreams what has come to pass, and what yet lies in the haze ahead, a Farseer from a craft world. Tell us what happened to Krudarak. Farseer stares at his hands in surprise, ignoring Owlcat's questions. Every finger in place, but why? The first one goes for the sake of pain and pleasure. The second one disappears when it is time for humility. The third, what happens to the third? Owlcat's shoulders sink in defeat. Owlcat, I do not think he is going to tell us anything of value. Is there no one left who can answer my questions? How did you end up in the homunculus's clutches? The Farseer looks up at you with frightened eyes. Be quiet. The master will come back. Master will punish piece by piece, piece by piece, piece by piece by piece. Why were you kept in this vat? The Farseer looks around the room with interest, ignoring you completely. I've been here many times, in my past lives, and I will be in my future ones, an infinite cycle. Owlcat shrugs hesitantly. Rebirth, healing, visions of the future? What is the point of eternal life if it only ever brings suffering? It's time to decide what to do with him. He is coming with us, Owlcat. I will not let you abandon him here. I need him.
I will join the ancestors.
Without waiting for Owlcat to finish her sentence, the Farseer suddenly turns his head toward her. For the first time, his gaze is clear and focused. Child, you have returned to us at a dark hour. No! Owlcat leans over the Eldari's body to help. His eyes are wide open and his chest no longer rises and falls from his cautious breath. He was aware. He remembered me, Owlcat. And then suddenly he was dead. What kind of curse haunts Krudarak's children within these walls? Let us go. I refuse to believe there is no one else left. Do you understand? I cannot let the serpent in my soul devour my already fading hope. My hope of finding out the truth of what happened to Krudarak. There's no giving up now after the lengths I've gone in order to get here. We'll find other Farseers, we will. Okay. One of the Farseers turned out to be a prisoner of another experiment of the homunculus. His fate is sad and merciless. I'm assuming that these are the notes. We should try and read the notes before we see the person as well. Deliverance is the activation order code word. Excellent. 43. Sequential joint removal, starting with the fingers. The process resulted in death, as in every previous instance. The body will be reformed and regrown. 59. Internal organs excised and placed into an alkaline solution without severance from the nervous system. The subject is observing its dismemberment and experiencing the pain at its full intensity. The agony strengthens the connection to the veil, but the body is weak and inevitably perishes. 71. The subject's body disintegrates faster with each new assembly. Thermal box introduced into the torso for alternate cooling and heating with constant electrical stimulation. The subject survived for 4 minutes longer compared to the previous resurrection. 75. Physical torture discontinued. Audio-visual headband placed on the subject's head to broadcast images of its suffering kin into its consciousness. Cardiac arrest recorded 19 minutes later. 96. Subject in possession of all previous knowledge, including memories of pain and death, therefore fully compliant. Phenomenal strengthening of the veil connection observed, but the body survives for no longer than 3 minutes under any set of conditions. Oh. Well, that explains why it died. As I said, we should probably read the notes first, huh?
Is there money to be made?
Let's go back this way. Where did we go? Have I gone into a new area? Maybe. Morak, what a strange feeling. Urliette clutches her head and her eyes dart around the torture chamber. Keala, Mensa, Kane, take my heart. Placed on a grim stone pedestal in front of you is an intricate game board, broadly similar to the one regicide players use. Miniature figurines of Drukhari and Asuryani, skillfully fashioned out of onyx and wraithbone, are frozen in elegant poses opposite each other. Several of them are toppled, and for a moment you think you see fresh blood running from under the game pieces down the small grooves carved into the board. Urliette, are you alright? Aye. Urliette stares at the game board, stunned. It seems she never heard your question. Quiet, please stop. Stop torturing my mind. I will not let you become another spirit on the wind. Not for the light of a million stars. Just let me explain myself. Either Xenos can have a nervous breakdown, or your pet Aldari is having a conversation with those game pieces right now, Shireen. I must confess I don't like either option. Perhaps she went completely crazy when she betrayed you, and it's time to free her from the torment of insanity. Urliette, what's going on? I left Krudarak because that was my path. Is that not what you have been teaching us from birth until the final moments of our lives? I can hear it very well, the mournful lament of our brothers and sisters tortured to death in this room. I prefer not to hear it, but I cannot. As clearly as I hear the melody of your soul's torment. But don't you dare, there is no need to blame me for what happened to you. Urliette clutches her jaw and seems to stop breathing entirely. One of the Farseers is trapped in the game board. Correct? Your words snap Urliette back from her lapse of reason. How did you know? A monkey is incapable of hearing the call of the immortal soul of a child of Asuryan. Could it have been a simple guess? Yet you are absolutely right, Ilantak. In their torture, the Dark Ones go far beyond the limits of the possible. For the imprisoned within these game pieces, within this board designed for games that intrigue the mind, is the soul of a Farseer. Why would the Drukhari imprison a Farseer's soul in a game board? Why does the wind blow and the rain fall? Why does the starlight illuminate our path and darkness dismay us? It is their nature, for that is the way of the world. The Dark Ones feed on despair and suffering, while the Farseers are powerful beings of unbending will whose souls, however, are brittle. Every move on the game board causes Farseer nothing but pain. She feels everything, sees everything, and is aware of everything. She dies with each taken piece and is resurrected at the end of a game. Urliette twists her mouth and averts her guilt-ridden gaze. But I fear there is more to it than a desire to inflict suffering. The homunculus experimented on the Krudarak Farseers in an attempt to subjugate their powers. Normally, the Dark Ones shun all and any manifestations of such abilities, lest they attract the attention of she who thirsts. This is worrying news to me. It looks like the Farseer put you through mental torment. What did she say? That I am a traitor, my path is paved with the bodies of my kin. That I am an outcast who carries the blame for the destruction of my home since I heard the call of our dying ancestors, but did not return in time. That it should have been me in her place. I'm not going to say is she not right on every point. That seems just mean and probably not correct. The pain and suffering have damaged the Farseer's mind. You could not have saved Krudarak alone. But I could have protected my home and met my end alongside the others. Erlate's words make her shudder as she stares at the flayed bodies of her brothers and sisters. Still, for as long as at least one child of Krudarak is alive, its memory will not vanish, and I am yet to reach the end of my path. The seed planted long ago is yet to grow and bring forth the flower of truth. We can take the Farseer to the ship and save at least what is left of her. It is hard to say how much more suffering her soul is yet to endure before we leave the city. She may even be devoured by silent Thresh on the way, as forms like these can make her souls very brittle and defenseless. If you think there is a chance she can be saved, I will not stand in the way. And we'll try. Oh, okay. Maybe ending the suffering would have been correct, but I mean, I guess if they can be resurrected from these stones, it seems like that person here at least knew what was going on. And that's one saved thing, which is a positive, I guess. Goods. Almost just trying to work out where we are. So we came in here. Yeah, see, this is the room I thought we were in initially. So I actually walked into the wrong room. That's okay. Do a lore Xenos check.
Just as I planned.
Recoil War Boots. Whenever the wearer attacks an enemy behind cover with a ranged attack, cover efficiency is decreased by 40% for that attack, and it lowers your recoil. Gloves of Rapid Desolation. Increases the rate of fire of the wearer's weapon by 1. Each time an enemy is killed, Perplexed is inflicted on all enemies within a 2-cell radius. Okay, I don't think we need either of those. Whoa, 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 back. Enemies?
Rise to the top.
That's something we haven't quite, not quite ready for yet. Okay, there's no notes for this one. I guess because we could see the or we could in theory speak to the person. I wonder how this plays out if you don't have Erliet with you. I assume this whole area is still here, but you just get to see like these random bits of destruction described
Let
to
us
you.
not do
None are better at searching.
Ah, disable that.
Success
Nice.
is the only outcome I
Watch your
accept.
steps.
That's what I was looking for.
Miscalculations are
In
for
here.
commoners. I don't make mistakes. I make profitable
Get rid of that
learning
one.
experiences.
Okay. 2 bloodthirsty experiments. This does not seem like this will take a long time to kill, because there are only 2 of them, but we'll see. In we go.
Keep your wits about you. Your kind has no
Oh.
right to exist.
No chatting.
Witless monkey.
There are a few more of them, but like they're not really that strong. Disciple of Pain at the back. I see. Let's figure out where people are going to go. Well, you cannot use cover, so you might as well be at the front. You can go a long way. I would think that this is a sensible place for Abelard. He's in a little cover from the people here, and then he can move out next turn to do a charge or something. Want you to be at the back, but still with enough vision, so that seems like a good spot. Marazai, I would love to be there, but let's go here instead. Jai can take that side, and we will take the other side of this one. Wonderful. So, that's an obvious place to place the rear one. Back line. At least we know how to fix this now.
I won't compromise my principles.
Why can I not place it there? If I
Taking
move here,
calculated risk is in my second nature.
why can I not place that here? There
Who
we go.
if not me?
Move and front line. Yeah, there.
Don't let your guard down.
Okay, that's not quite where I wanted to place it, but that's okay. It's just deformed slightly. Yeah, so it's not usually that big, but I think because these are impassable, it's changed the square size. I think because it should be 4x4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, it is usually that big. Okay, that's fine. Let's make it a stronghold.
I'll see to it personally.
Let's then increase
I'll
our
make it
allies'
happen.
damage on things that have exploits. How are we looking now? We got 4 left. How much? It cost me 1 to shoot or 2 for a Deadeye. Okay. Let's do perfect spot. I don't think there's anything powerful, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this surefire plan to increase our damage. I'm just going to take a shot at something with the increased chance to hit. So that Disciple of Pain gets to go first. Let's shoot it.
Who, if not me? You would have thought twice before crossing me.
Cool. Oh, so he gives injections to these things, I'm assuming to give them buffs. Marazai, start by hurting yourself.
I am not a vessel for pain. I am its master.
Ah, I can't hit that side. Can I charge around here? It's too close. I could take a step back, then charge in. That seems good.
With grace and malice.
Isha,
Then
heal my wounds.
It is handled.
dash over to the other side. And Killing Edge.
What a useless plaything.
Wonderful.
Broken already?
Then we're going to dash back into here, I think. That's fine. And then lower your
grace and malice.
priority. Nice. Just a single kill. Solid kill. Easy to do.
Strands of fate, guide me.
They're moving in. Here, I'm thinking buff Ulfar. As I'm often thinking. He's going to kill the one in front of him, so let's just set that as our priority target. Or as our assign objective target. We're then going to increase his damage by a little bit. Then we're going to give him a turn. Wonderful. Oh, I can't quite get over there, but you know what I can do? Although apparently... Oh, I was going to say it would let me move, but it won't. That's fine. Oh wait, no, look at that. That has lowered in size. It was all the way up here initially. Anyway, I don't know why. We're going to use... Let me just think here. We're going to shoot.
You will pay dearly for your actions.
Followed by Reckless Rush. Actually, I could shoot.
Dishonor the wolf
I
with such tasks.
I want to use Pistol Burst, so I'm going to use Run and Gun.
Cubs play.
Pistol Burst.
Wolves will die in disgrace.
Nice. Reckless Rush.
See how the wolf succeeds.
That then lets me get over here and kick this one.
Our foes reek of cowardice. You will pay dearly for your actions.
Followed by Wildfire.
None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father.
Rapid
Cubs
Fire.
Play.
Shoot.
So it shall be. I have become the
Wonderful.
All-Father's worthy instrument.
Reload, which I think is free. I'm going to try this. We'll see if it works. Steady superiority. It does. Wonderful.
See how
nice.
out of your bones.
Then just move to the side slightly.
That
was good.
Is in battle,
we all walk our own path.
Okay.
I do not fear a perilous path.
Oh look, it's Ulfar's turn. Can I even make my way over here? Oh, there's cover in the way. We physically cannot make our way over here. What's this Wildfire? Wildfire is free. Let's use Reckless Rush immediately then. Why did that only give me 2 versatility? Should that not double your versatility? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that doesn't give you it. But maybe... Oh, maybe it's because the stacks don't wear off, because they only wear off at the end of the turn. Although I guess this is the... I don't know. Anyway. Wildfire.
Wolves reign.
Fire.
None None can do this.
I was kind of hoping that you'd get the cover for us there. That's fine. Move over this way.
I hunger for battle.
Kick.
Cubs play.
Could charge in. I guess I can't charge in because it won't let me. Apparently we can't move any further over here despite being allowed to move up this way. Why are we not allowed in this area? There's no cover blocking us. We just can't move there for some reason. Anyway, shoot. Nice. Revel and slaughter. Head over here. That does. We can't do any damage to this thing again. Damage dealt to is reduced by 100%. Oh, all right. Well, that would explain why them not having a lot of health doesn't really matter. I can make it over here and attack you. Yeah, let's do that.
So it shall be.
Then go here.
The fame-hungry come.
Nice parry.
What is that?
Then rapid fire.
Wolves reign. My instincts tell me to
Okay, apparently I'm not allowed
refuse.
to do this right now. Oh, because it costs 3. What about this one? This one costs 2. I'm just not allowed to do that one. Run and gun.
None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father.
Nope, not allowed to use that one. That's fine. But run and gun did make this one only cost 1. Nice. Shoot.
Cubs play.
Okay. I also didn't feel like that shot as many as it should shoot. This should then give me more attacks, but I don't think it does. Let's see. This is my weapon.
Our foes reek of cowardice.
Firearm mastery. Hey, it's actually let me attack this time. We can do 0 damage to that one. That's okay.
See
Shoot.
how the wolf succeeds.
Shoot.
Wolves reign.
Shoot.
So shall it be.
Can we point out how I missed an 85 or an 86% chance this many times in a row? Okay, how about this one?
Cubs play. I will carve
Well, that one
roots
at
out
least
of your
died.
bones.
That's fine. And then I have a ton of movement. Why don't you get yourself back into the
Is
center?
on the hunt.
Okay,
I answer the call.
that's fine. Make you a target. There's still a 3. There's another Disciple of Pain in there. Yeah, let's make you a target. I can't see you, apparently. If I move up here, I can see them. So let's go up here and set you as the target.
Swiftly to strike.
Okay. Then probably this one over here is a target. I can't see you, apparently. Okay. This one is a
I
target.
am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
Right. It's not quite a kill.
This
Call the
tedium
bolt.
is beneath me.
Yeah. Shoot.
If it serves your cause.
Followed by claim the bounty. And shoot.
If I must.
Nice. We get some more AP back there. Let's use perfect
serves
spot to
your
increase
cause.
our cover efficiency. We'll make
You cannot
like that
force
one
me
your
along,
target.
Tuck. I understand your intent.
Cool. That'll work. Can I do any damage to you? Yes. Okay, wonderful. Go over here. Just check if I can charge back. I can. Okay. Oh, wait. Go over here. Yeah, that's good.
Tried
That's
and
far
tested
enough.
tactics are the best ones.
Then some of this. Some of this. Charge.
Indeed.
Nice. And hit him.
It will be done.
I will join the
Nice.
ancestors.
Our turn. Move up here. front line.
Let's make some opportunities.
Make that...
I'll make it happen.
Yeah, a stronger bit. See, if I head like here, can I shoot you? Yeah, okay. Does that even count as cover if I'm here? Yeah, it does. Okay, that's good. Perfect spot increases our ballistic skill. We've got something on us here. Head trauma. Oh, lovely. Wonder if we can remove these. Right, let's do this. Followed by surefire plan. And a shot.
On it.
Truly amazing.
I'll return this favor tenfold.
Okay.
Try harder.
Well, go up here. Go up here. Charge in.
Oblivion approaches.
Nice. Dash through. Followed by Killing Edge.
I'm done playing with you.
Nice. Dash
Don't
over.
distract me.
And Elusive Shadow.
Behold.
There we go. Still on the ground. Move up. Buff
A moving
Abelard.
target lives longer.
Can we hurt these guys? You can hurt this one at least. Yeah, okay. Set as your target.
Am I getting paid for this?
Inspire onto
You've got a
Ulfar.
problem, I've got a price.
Then give him a turn. And let's see what he does with it. Let's start with one of these.
See how the wolf shuts die in disgrace.
I actually thought he was on his other weapon, but that's okay. Reckless Rush. Over here. Oh, I still can't hurt it. Okay. Over here. And then Revel and Slaughter.
Hunger for battle.
Which then gives us Run and Gun. Still doesn't let us get close enough, weirdly. Shoot.
None can do this better than a warrior of the old. I will come.
Nice.
Bones.
Okay, then just do some random shots over here for fun.
Feel the icy
Okay.
bite of death.
Then do Wildfire. Shoot.
Cubs play.
Just gaining myself more versatility.
Skitya.
Oh yeah, what's his
Kind is strong.
I was gonna say, what are his stats like? Those are very insane. Cool. There's no point giving anyone else another turn, as this guy can't be hurt until the end of his next turn, so. Yep. I mean, he can't be hurt until the end of his next turn, so.
With grace and malice.
Oh wait, no, he could be hurt now. He could have been hurt on our turn. That's fine. We should have hurt him then. Over here.
I will savor your delectable anguish.
Charge.
It is
Dash.
with grace and malice.
Okay, followed by hitting him with one of these.
Behold, a euphoria
I didn't go for the one that
anguish.
might kill there, because I actually want to check that his damage multiplication is working. So, where are we for damage? It's a deadly aim, is that it? Or is it deadly aim that I'm thinking of? It is a multiple of 4, so it could be. Just close that there. So, this is the one where deadly aim. No, that's the one that increases his damage by that. I was actually thinking of one that we took in Assassin I want to just have a look at. Is it this one? No, that's each successful dodge. Dispatch. When if they hit an opening, they gain temporary wounds. No, that's not what I was thinking of. That wasn't what I was thinking of. Will not die. Killing spree. Whenever you hit an opening, the assassin's damage is increased by 3%. Okay. That's one I was thinking of. I don't know why I thought it was 4. Anyway. Killing spree? There you go, plus 12. So yeah, that is actually working. Cool. I might be thinking it's higher because I miscalculated it initially, but let's not worry about that. Right.
I will be your undoing!
I thought that was his other one, but anyway, this works. I thought it was one that did an attack. Wait, monkey, extend a helping hand and I will show you the way home. It says what? It says this thing up here?
I always keep my options open.
Okay, grab the loot first. Okay, move everything in there. We should read the notes before we let this thing that's in the cage go, because otherwise there's going to be a problem. But this must be how you get out if you don't have either of the Eldari on your side, I'm assuming. Lord Xenos?
Thank Russ for my sharp senses.
I understand now.
I will lead
I was
us
like,
to
what's this
fortune.
Lord Xenos thing
Rise
randomly
to the
over
top,
here?
or get left
It's
in
just the trap.
dust. That's how it's done.
Set of symbols looks unfinished, as if you have only half the mysterious message in front of you. Then we saw something, and I don't know what thing we saw. Yeah, usually when the game pauses, it should tell... You know what I think it should do? When the game pauses, it should tell you why it paused. Like, paused because we found this thing. That would be really useful. I think I've seen older games of that. Anyway, Webway Resonance Device. That's what we need for Earliet. Probably what we need for that thing above as well. Wraithbone Woven Battlesuit. This armor restores toughness bonus divided by 2 wounds each round when the wearer has any of the following conditions. Okay, so that was obviously built for Marazai, but the fact it lowers your dodge is a problem. Assault Cloak. Gain parry reduction and dodge reduction to the melee area attacks for each creature targeted by that area attack. Okay. Definitely some things from Marazai in there. What's this? Journal of Observations. The journal entries are written in angular but surprisingly tidy hand, as if the writer deliberated meticulously over every word. The notes are supplemented by diagrams and formulae. The Farseer's mind is aggressively resisting external interference. The mind maggot perished instantly upon being introduced into the system, which has never been observed before. Interesting. As punishment, the subject was placed in vibra shackles that chip away at limb bones. Unreadable diagrams. Mind maggot enhanced with a power implant. Subject placed in a red-hot metal capsule during the introduction of the parasite. Despite the pain and the parasite in its system, the subject succeeded in addressing the veil. Parasite destruction detected 2 minutes into the presence of the subject's body. Mind maggot enhanced with poison that suppresses the host's psychic functions and plays successfully into its victim. The parasite's vital functions persist, yet with no sign of compliance on the part of the host. Unacceptable. Subject punished by partial skin removal and suspension by the detached areas of skin. Experiment finished. Result negative. For as long as the subject remains capable of combating the mind maggot's presence, pain is the only available method of suppression. Subject to be placed in a capsule with slowly rotating blades until further instructions. Okay, so this subject was able to resist the mind maggots, which implies that they are definitely, you know, in control of their own senses, right? Or at the very least, they are not being directly manipulated by the maggots, which is good to know. We got here a Lord Xenos check. We also got this one. Laboratory is crammed with mechanisms and devices unknown to you, the sight of which makes you sick.
I always get the job done.
The strange capsule emits a barely perceptible buzz. Its thick walls barely contain the sounds coming from within, the sounds of a living and tormented creature. Alright, I'm definitely going to quick save before I click this button. This could backfire heavily. If this is like the kill 'em button. Oh.
Keep your wits about you.
Activate the mechanism. Despite his many bleeding wounds, the stately Eldari calmly straightens his shoulders and raises his narrow chin as he scrutinizes you with his keen gaze. Mysterious blue lights glimmer in his emerald green eyes. A monkey and an outcast have found a way into the heart of the Dark City to save what little remains. The universe is full of cruel surprises, but this is an outcome I managed to foresee. You have foreseen our meeting, but could not avoid being captured. What is the point of your prophecies, then? Owlcat glares daggers at her fellow Eldari, but he does not look away. The Farseer frowns. His face reflects guilt and grief, yet he says gently, I am glad our paths have crossed again, my child. It is a great relief for me to know you are alive, and a great joy to see how much firmer of spirit and mind you have grown over your years of exile. I think we have a lot to talk about. Okay, well that's cool. He's got, he's basically saying that Owlcat has changed since he left and become more firm as to who she was. So she left because she wasn't sure what path she should follow. So I think this is a good sign. Make an Eldari greeting gesture with your hands. Definitely, we're just showing off now. You've got yourself a most amusing monkey to keep you company, Owlcat. He understands our language and even knows a thing or two about customary greetings. Not that any of it makes him a worthy companion for you to have on your path. It is the Owlcat who keeps me at his side. Were it not for him, my soul would have long left this body, or else I would have been devoured by a minion of She Who Thirsts, and I would never have learned the truth of what happened to Krudarak. Perhaps we should start by introducing ourselves. Of course, Owlcat. One forgets one's good manners all too easily in a dark city. Owlcat can barely contain her fury as she gestures toward her fellow Eldari. Before you is Eklendil Maresh, who walks the path of the Farseer. He is the all-seeing eye and timeless sentinel of Krudarak. He was, that is. Either way, a monkey's name is not the kind of thing he would be particularly interested in case you were expecting me to introduce you in turn. You'll forget your name as serenely as one forgets a troubled dream in the morning. Owlcat. Now that is a word I have not heard in years. The Farseer does not even look in your direction. There were other Farseers besides you in the Spire. Between the homunculus' tortures, I was able to glance inside my kin's desperate minds. I saw every soul that was extinguished in the Spire. I sang a lament for every brother and sister sacrificed by the Dark Ones. I carry their memory in my heart. If I get out of here alive, their names will not be forgotten. Your senses fail you, Eklendil. Many died, but not all. Owlcat turns around sharply and points at the game board containing the Farseer's soul. I was unable to save her, but you could have tried. The Eldari recoils as he looks at the bloodied game board. What is this? Explain yourself, monkey. What in God's name made you decide to torture one of my sisters? I didn't torture them. Are you aware that a Farseer's soul is imprisoned in this object, that your every touch causes unspeakable pain to her mortal soul? Can you really help her? I'll release her soul from its suffering, but alas, giving her back her body is beyond my abilities. Well, I did what I could to save the Farseer's soul, but I could only do so much. The Eldari's expression is inscrutable, but he struggles to speak. You have set me free, and I am grateful for the rescue, but what you are doing is wrong. I can free my sister's tortured soul if you let me. Monkey, I'm asking you for one more favor. Then do it. Lay to rest the wretched soul imprisoned in this object. Owlcat blinks in surprise. In her eyes, there is a faint and fleeting trace of softness and gratitude. Really, I must confess, I have set a little store by your species in the past. Perhaps in some regard I was wrong to do so. The Xenos nods in gratitude, finds a spirit stone on one of the homunculus' desks, and chants a few unfamiliar words, which your elucidator does not catch. Dark blood pours out of the game board in the Eldari's hands, but as soon as he finishes his chant, a warm glow suffuses the stone he is holding. It is done. You said you would help us find our way home. What did you mean? The countless hours I spent in the homunculus' cage were not all spent in the throes of agony. I listened, I observed, I absorbed. And as soon as I learned that an age-old gate built by our ancestors is hidden in the heart of the Spire, a webway gate connected to the world outside, I can unseal it and forge our path to salvation. I can help you make your way out of the Dark City and leave this place behind, but you must take me to the gate. My mind is still firm, and my spirit is unbreakable. My body, on the other hand, will not soon forget pain's embrace. What is the point of your questions, Elentak? I can guide you to the gate myself, but not before Eklendil Mar-Urish, who walks the path of the Farseer, the all-seeing eye and timeless sentinel of Krudarak, pours the light of truth into the bottomless well of my fear and doubt. The Farseer is at your disposal, Owlcat. I feared this moment would never come. Owlcat takes a deep breath and looks into the Farseer's eyes. Look at me, Eklendil, and tell me what adversary befell our home. As a council member, you cannot possibly be unaware of the truth, and Eklendil, do not even consider hiding anything from me. Sometimes ignorance truly is bliss, my child, but I cannot deny your right to know the truth. The Farseer tosses back his head and his voice sounds like rolling thunder. When we found ourselves amid the stars of the stellar fabric, we encountered a monkey ship. A ship much too puny to take on an Asoyani world, or so we thought, until the council was struck with a vision of the horror to come. This ship would be our doom, not only for us on Krudarak, but for all Aldari kind among the nearby stars, and even for those whose path stretched far beyond the stars. We could not allow such a thing to happen. When the ship approached, we pierced it with 100 salvos and then rejoiced, for among the wreckage the Rangers found no trace of the foreseen curse. Asaryan, how wrong we were. The ships that returned from the reconnaissance to our starports were already carrying it on their wings, whether it was a scratch from a passing wreck or the infected ashes of the monkey ship that the cosmic winds had not had time to disperse. The plague crept into our home and immediately began to eat away at the craft world's very flesh. In the Infinity Circuit, the souls of the ancestors battled the spreading pestilence ferociously, but the world was falling apart and there was no stopping it. Spires collapsed, rivers dried up, and the ground itself sank, and all living things turned into a strange blend of organic matter and metal. We fought for our home until the very end, but when it became clear that Krudarak was beyond saving, the council decided to gather all who remained, board them on the surviving shuttles, and scattered across the galaxy to look for salvation. And that was what we did. Oh, okay. That doesn't sound good though, because in their vision, not only for Krudarak, but for all Aldari kind among nearby stars, even for those whose path stretched far beyond the stars. So if this plague is going to cause problems for them, and they spread everybody out on shuttles as far as they could, would not every Asoyani who meets another, like, who for instance finds another craft world, would that not then cause the plague to spread there? That seems bad. But who steered the infected ship toward Krudarak?
I am afraid you already know the answer, Elentak. You just cannot accept it. Your predecessor, she who previously owned this vessel and your entire protectorate, the monkey who kept a piece of my homeworld in her study, like a trifle or trophy of no great significance.
So it was your accursed kind. Eklendil's eyes light with golden radiance. Wait, Eklendil. Shedding innocent blood will not bring our home back. The Elentak is guilty only of helping me to reach this place and free you. The blood of the executioner of our people flows through the veins of the one you long to save. What has the monkey done to deserve your mercy? The golden sparks slowly die away and the Farseer wearily closes his eyes. You say a disease broke out aboard the ship. You want to know how your kinspeople destroyed my world so you can follow their example? Answer the question, Eklendil. Not for the monkey's amusement, but for the sake of those whose souls dissolved in infinity. At first, we thought the monkey were in service of the greatest enemy of our kind, the one who lurks beyond the edge of reality. But the world's affliction manifested itself differently. It distorted Crudorak while avoiding encounters with the souls of our ancestors. We were waiting for Silent Thresh, the destroyer of souls, to burst her way in through the gaping wounds of the world. Yet her gaze was directed away from our suffering. No one ever managed to identify the nature of the curse, even as we watched it destroy our home, and so, having lost all hope of saving it, we fled. If your kin fled Crudorak, how did you end up here? Our twisted cousins found our arcs in the void's cold embrace. At first it seemed like they were going to save us, to extend a helping hand, and so we told them what happened to Crudorak and where to look for it. But our cousin souls are dark and thirst for blood. My arc was one of the first they seized. The Drukhari massacred hundreds of thousands of their own kin for fleeting pleasure's sake, and enslaved the Farseers for their accursed experiments, and that monkey is how I ended up hanging in this cage. Is Crudorak completely destroyed? That is hard to believe. The Arbenian took care of what remained. That is none of your concern, monkey. Okay, so he is, by the sounds of it, been in contact with the Arbenian, and they have now dealt with Crudorak's remains, and that lines up with some of what they were saying about them dealing with the cradle, I think it was, previously. That was what Nocturne told us. Urliet is silent for a while, but then says coldly, "But, Eklendil, how did Crudorak end up in the Expanse, this close to monkey ships in the Dark One's hunting grounds?" "That was the path chosen by the Council, my child. We had charted Crudorak's course among the stars for years, and no one had an inkling of the terrible fate that would await us in the place that promised us salvation. No one knew. The Farseer looks away for a mere second, but an itching sensation immediately burrows its way into the base of your skull. Something is wrong here. The paths I've walked have taught me a great deal, to see the truth where it is concealed, and not to hesitate to cut off the head of a lying snake that tries to coil around my heart." Urliet stares unblinkingly at her fellow Aldari, fury gleaming in her eyes. If the entire Farseer Council failed to foresee their world's doom, then everything the children of Asuryan have been taught about paths for centuries is a lie. You're hiding something, Eklendil. Speak. Speak now. "How dare you take that tone with me, outcast? I am not obliged to justify myself before you, let alone protest my innocence. We freed you from the Bunkless's torture chamber, and this is the thanks we get. You wouldn't want to leave this place alive. Start talking. Perhaps I should put you back in the cage. You've already told us almost everything. Why hold anything back?" I think that's what we say. Yeah. Why hold anything back? The Farseer's emerald green eyes are filled with despair. "We had been steering Crudorak along a course prophesied by the stars themselves, until Shah Iel's tumultuous currents cast us to the edge of the Great Wound. A storm was coming, threatening to sweep Crudorak away from its path, and so the Council decided on a route to safety, across the nearest islet of hope, and into the place known among the monkey as Koronus Expanse. We stood by our decision, but there came a point where the prophecies became ever darker and more unsettling. Someone proposed altering the course, but the closing grip of the raging Sha'el was blocking our path on all sides. It was then that the Council's opinion was split. My vote was the deciding one that in that difficult debate, where I believed that the prophecy that had promised us salvation in the Expanse could not have been a lie. You already know what happened next." The Farseer closes his eyes and turns away, unwilling to meet Urliet's gaze. Urliet looks lost. "And so we were doomed. I should have stayed on Crudorak. I should have tried to help those who survived the disaster. If only I had not chosen that accursed path and left the craft world, I could have at least tried to save someone." Let's see what we're going to say here. "You're not to blame for the demise of your world. Subverting fate is beyond your power." Urliet's mouth twists in displeasure. The Farseers, it was not beyond their power. They led Krudarak to prosperity for years, only to become too blind to what was going on around them. Had they not followed the prophecy as the old customs required, had they changed course instead, Krudarak might still be whole. You should avenge them. There is no bringing back the past. There's no bringing back the past, but you can try to change your people's future. Owlcat stays silent for a long time, peering into the face of the Farseer standing across from her. Calm and collected, he looks prepared to meet his fate. Finally, Owlcat replies, "We're both guilty and deserve a fate much more terrible than death. However, it is too early for us to leave this world before we have atoned for our guilt. Come with me, Eklindil. We have a lot to do before the Great Oblivion. We'll find our brothers and sisters and protect them from those who seek to harm them, perhaps may even find a new home." Your words are like a healing melody flowing through my tormented soul. For the first time, a slight smile graces the Farseer's lips. I accept your proposal, my child. Okay. So we now have the quest to take the Farseer to the gate. Okay. We also now have the hidden key as well. Okay. Yeah, and we have to talk to Owlcat when we get to the voidship, which definitely implies that we'll be getting to the voidship. Oh, there's one more piece of loot in this area. Let's go grab it.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Oh, and another Lord Xenos check, which means there's another trap.
Just as I planned.
Hunt, brothers.
Or not.
Take heed.
As if you only have half the mysterious message in front of you, that
Success
one
is the
says.
only outcome I
But now we
accept.
found two of those half the mysterious messages things, so we should have
Is
the
there
full
money to be made?
the full mysterious message. Is that correct? That's where we found the game board. Anything else in here to look at? Just before we
I
move on.
always keep my options open.
I think... Oh, activate logic? Quick save? Okay. Let's do a logic check. Let's go down to the bottom here. Right, logic check.
I always get the job done.
Well, that did something
I
over here.
always
That
have
gave
a
us
backup
goods
plan.
over here. Okay. Oh, there was just some goods. Okay, cool. Well, I guess we found the only survivor of Krudarak that we're going to find here. So, it is time for us to head deeper into the Spire to find out, well, whether we can kill the person Marazai wants us to kill and whether there really is a way out of here. So, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.